Welcome in, everyone, to our Cracked Racquets CrossCourt cast. A little college tennis action for all of you here on Thursday afternoon. And we're headed out west as the USC Trojans, one of the hottest teams of the fall in women's college tennis. They certainly struggled and had some injury issues at the start of the season, but the Trojans seem to be finding their stride, playing healthy. Got a little Tuesday action here as they're going to take on the University of Hawaii. Of course, Alex Gruskin here to call the action on the ones and twos. And as always, we're going to employ our cross-court cast coverage. What does that mean? It means we're going to be jumping around from court to court as we try to cover all the big points, the break points, the game points, the deuce points, the match points. Ensure you all enjoy a thorough college experience wherever you are watching this match from. With that in mind, the action's already begun. So with that, let's get to court number one here again. Playing host to Hawaii, and we head to court number one where the action's about to get underway. You see here at the top spot for the Trojans, number one doubles team of Selma Ewing, Aaron Cayetano. Double fault there from Ewing to start, of course, for the Trojans here on the side of your screen. Aaron Cayetano, the junior, Long Beach, California. Selma Ewing, senior, out of Lakewood. This is interesting. There have been a lot of doubles pairings played for the Trojans here this season. Not one of them. A first-time pairing here for head coach Allison Swain. Big serve from Selma Ewing, 430 all, of course, on the far side of your screen for Hawaii. Got the pairing of sophomore Leah Romaine, junior Satsuki Takamura. Cayetano goes long there with the volley, so break points coming up here for Hawaii. And you look at this duo, Romaine and Takamura, 4-1 overall on the year. Is this Hawaii pairing? And of course, Hawaii 8-6-3 overall on the season. Not sure where those ties come from. So we'll say 8-6 overall instead. I mean, that's just excellent tennis from Hawaii here to start. They get the break for one love here on court number 1. Let's go to court number 2 now. Early break lead for the Trojans, and boy, is this a sight for sore eyes. Naomi Chung out for the majority of the start of the season with injury. The sophomore back in the lineup here, partnered with freshman Grace Piper at the number 2 spot here for the Trojans. And again, this is another first-time pairing, at least since mid-March for the Trojans, as they continue to mix around in doubles, and it makes sense. Playing around 500 ball is USC this season in the doubles point. Now they've been bailed out with some strong singles play, but again, Coach Swain still looking for appropriate pairings. Some nice return from Hawaii, and you see here, again, competing on the near side of your screen. Talia Zandberg, senior out of Israel. She's partnered with freshman Anna Vilsek. It's a Vilsek on the deuce side of your screen. Zandberg on the ad for Hawaii. That's not going to get the job done. I get why Piper wanted to change the rhythm of that point. Wasn't really creating any depth or space for herself. Good put away from Zandberg. Now 4 break points for Hawaii to get back on serve. And again, this Hawaii team's coming off a really good weekend of action. You look for them this past weekend. Yes, they went a couple of tough losses, but a couple of good matches against Cal Poly, UC Santa Barbara, both 5-2 losses, but again, Cal Poly, UC Santa Barbara, those are top 50 schools. UCSB actually a win over this USC Trojan team earlier this season. Hawaii's certainly on the level this year. That one goes wide for 15-40, but again, this Hawaii team, 16-18 overall in doubles here in the dual match season. Again, they've played around with their pairings as well. This duo, Zandberg and Vilsek, 4-7 overall here in dual match play. It's come primarily at the number 2 spot, but 3 more break point chances here to get us back on serve. Ooh, that's a nice dropper from Naomi Chung at the net. And again, Chung finally healthy as the sophomore. You look for this USC team, 12-10 overall on the year. Good weekend for them. Say, earned home victories over the Washington State. Of course, top 25 Washington Huskies. There's the break for Hawaii, so we're back on serve. One court number now. Let's go over to court number 3 now. The Trojans have another break lead here early. Again, I want to introduce all of our players here before we lock in on any court specifically here on court number 3. Serving on the far all black, it's the in the black and white, it's the USC duo of senior Danielle Wilson. He's partnered with redshirt freshman McKenna Koenig. Again, it's another relatively new pairing here for the Trojans as they experiment with their lineups. Meanwhile, here for Hawaii, it's Nadie Surapanini on the deuce side, the senior out of Georgia. She's partnered Giddy Heinemans. Surapanini on the deuce side. Heinemans on the ad. In that last name, it's Heinemans, not Heinesmans on the scoreboard, so you can ignore that. Again, this is an all-senior duo for Hawaii. This duo 6-3 overall for Hawaii. Their most successful pairing of the year. Wilson and Koenig now. Again, doubles has not been the strong spot for either of these teams. Nevertheless, let's see if we can get back on serve on all three courts as USC got the break back on court 1. So it's 1-all, 1 and 2. So we make the change over here. 3-love Trojans. Go over to court number 1. So there's a hold for Cayetano and Ewing for 2-1 here on court number 1. So only court in action right now is court number 2. We go there next. 40-30 here is Zandberg and Vilsack. Make it a couple of straight games. That's not going to work. But again, still very early. Still way too close to call. Let's go back over to court number 3 as it's a 3-love lead for USC's Danielle Wilson. McKenna Koenig. Again, 2-1 Hawaii on court 2, but on serve there. Ooh. This ball Heinemans will want back. Words of wisdom there from USC volunteer assistant coach George Wang. All right, there's the double fault for 15-30. Well, again, we're on serve on courts 1 and 2, 2-1 there. This is your only lopsided lead. Actually, super producer Daniel Westhoff, let's go split screen here, courts 3 and 1. Owen Ewing up 2-1, 30 all. So again, we'll split screen here with court 1. Selma Ewing returning on the right side of your screen. Of course, that Danielle Wilson return was so nice. We got to see it twice there. So now break points for the Trojans on 3. Meanwhile, again, 2-1 on serve on court 1, 40-30, 2 game points for Hawaii. All right, there's the hold for 2 all on 1. Oh, no, excuse me. Serve is long. Nice overhead from Selma Ewing, so a deuce point coming up on 1. Well, again, 2 more break point chances for the Trojans to make it 4-love on 3. Oh, that's a nice high volley, though. So now deuce point coming up simultaneously. We've got the double deuce action. Oh. Down the board on 3. Stay on serve on 1, of course. When you're on the road trying to pull off the upset, the doubles point that much more important. Trojans get the break. They'll take the error volley. 3-1 lead for USC on 1. Let's go full screen 3. Return from Danielle Wilson. It's now 4-love Trojans here on court number 3. Let's move over to court number 2. Court number 2 now. There are break point chances for Zandberg and Vilsack of Hawaii. As you see here, 15-40. It's sophomore Naomi Chung serving on the near side of your screen. She's partnered with freshman Grace Piper here for the Trojans. Again, big weekend for the Trojans. 4-3 victory over Washington, over Washington State. 4-1 over Washington. Interestingly enough, this weekend, Trojans lost both double. Perhaps that the impetus for the new doubles teams we see here today for Coach Allison Swain. But again, there's a break for Hawaii here on court number 2. 3-1 lead for Hawaii here. It's their only lead. Trojans up breaks on the other 2 courts. But again, a tough doubles weekend for the Trojans on Friday and Saturday, leading to the doubles pairing change on Sunday. Okay, 15 all here. Meanwhile, let's hop over to court number 1. Court number 1, USC looking to consolidate their break right now. Again, new pairing, the veterans, junior Aaron Cayetano, senior Selma Ewing, this 12-10 USC team. Currently 18 in the projected rankings. Interesting for USC. So they're still very much in top 16 contention, and that's a nice hold for Selma Ewing. 4 straight games for the Trojans. They've steadied the ship here on court number 1. Let's go back over to court number 3. For love, third on court 3. It's Danielle Wilson, Kenna Koenig again. Senior redshirt freshman combo here. New duo for the Trojans. Facing some breakpoint chances here, 30-40. It looks like that's the senior Wilson. Indeed it is. All right, feels a little bit like a match point here. Wilson can solidify for 5-love. It's better to be lucky than good. Better to be lucky than good. The goes to Koenig, and just like that, it's 5-love Trojans here on court number 3. So the USC's closing in, and in fact, they got the break back on 2. Let's go there now. Court number 2. Naomi Chung, Grace Piper. Chung, the sophomore. Piper, the freshman. Back on serve. Excuse me, sorry, I thought I saw them resuming play. Let's go over to court 1 then. Court number 1. It's Aaron Cayetano and Selma Ewing. 4-1 lead here for the Trojans. Again, as they take on Romaine and Takamura. This duo 4-1 for Hawaii overall on the season. Hawaii 8-6. Top 100 team. They'll probably fall a bit short of the NCAA tournament this season, unless they win their conference title. Let's actually go split screen here. Courts 1 and 3. The Trojans nursing 2 big leads on courts 1 and 3. Those are the 2 for us to watch right now as USC tries to secure this 1-0 lead against Hawaii. All right, double break point that feel like effective match points for the Trojans on one, 30-40 for this new upperclassman duo. Cayetano and Ewing. Meanwhile, Wilson, Koenig, 5 love. On 30-15 though. Now 30 all. Good aggression from the Trojans. They have come out firing here in doubles. All right, 5-1 Cayetano. Ewing now serving for it. 30 game point chances for Hawaii to at least get on the board on 3. Again, we'll say split screen for now. So now a deuce point match point on 3. Let's go full screen for this opportunity for Wilson and Koenig. Again, court 3 full screen here as USC tries to take the first set off the board. Again, Trojans projected to be number 18 in tomorrow's ITA rankings. And they're up a set. 6 love on court number 3. Maybe we found something here in senior Danielle Wilson. Fresh redshirt freshman McKenna Koenig. That is a very good set of tennis from the Trojans. 6 love, they take it on 3. Back to 1 now. Cayetano, the junior, was number 1 in the country in singles earlier this season. She is serving to give the Trojans the doubles point. 5-1. 30 all here. And again, these Trojans have struggled in doubles. 2 wins this weekend over Washington State and Washington. Dropped the doubles point in both matches. So this is a fantastic bounce back for Coach Swain and the Trojans here today. Ewing a little tentative on that volley. I got her hands out instead of moving to that ball there. That's why you build the 5-1 lead, but still 30-40, 2 break chances back here to stay alive for Romain and Takamura. So there we go, we play on. White gets the break for 2-5, still commanding position for the Trojans. Let's go over to court number 3. It was a 3-1 lead for Hawaii. Zandberg and Vilsack here, but Chong and Piper have come roaring back. 2 straight games. Now look at a second serve here to create 3 break point chances. All right, 3 break point chances for Chung and Piper here. Take a 4-3 lead. Keep the Trojans on top. Meanwhile, let's go split screen with court number 1. Looks like they're back on court there. Cayetano and Ewing broken. Serving for it up 5-1. But still 5-2 Trojans lead on court 1. So again, let's go split screen courts 1 and... We can go split screen in the meantime. Court 1 and 2. That's a good put away from the Trojans. So they take a 4-3 lead. Break of serve on 2. Let's go full screen on 1. Again, full screen 1 here as as Ewing and Cayetano to clinch the deal. Ooh, that's just wide from Selma Ewing. Great swing there. Taking that ball early on the rise. Just missed it, though. And for this USC team, 18th in the projected rankings, every victory matters. All right, 3 points away. Oh, she lands it. So match point for the Trojans. And you see this energy so much better from Cayetano and Ewing. Again, having watched the Trojans play this weekend respectfully, there's no denying they came out flat in both doubles points they competed. Now, it's certainly easy to be a bit more joyful and energetic. You've got massive leads here. Match point chance here for Ewing. Secure the doubles point. It's a great cross from Cayetano. That's just fundamentally sound doubles, and it's a 6-2 set for the Trojans on court 1. And with that, USC is going to take a 1-0 lead heading into our 6 singles matches. Of course, we'll be back with all 6 of those singles matches as they get underway. As some of you know, we need to take the next 5 minutes, get all the courts cameras set, make sure we're ready to rock and roll. But for now, 1-0 USC leads Hawaii. I'm Alex Gruskin. You are watching our Cracked Racquets CrossCourt cast. Welcome back, everyone, to our Cracked Racquets cross-court coverage here of a little Tuesday West Coast college tennis action. Projected to be number 18 in this week's ITA rankings are the USC Trojans. USC 12-10 overall. A couple of big wins this past weekend. They earned victories 4-3 over Washington State, 4-1 over top 25 Washington at home. Now earn a 1-0 lead as they take a doubles point over 8-6 Hawaii. And here, a little early deuce point action. You see the wind swirling right now in Los Angeles. Here on court number 1, it's Leah Romaine. 8-4 overall on the year is Romaine in dual match play. She takes a 1-0 lead over USC senior Selma Ewing. Good weekend for Ewing last weekend against Washington and Washington State. We look for Ewing a little bit over 500, 16-10 overall on the year. With that in mind, let's go over to court number 2. Again, I want to introduce all of these players before we lock in on any specific match. Certainly the flip-flopping at the top of the lineup for the USC Trojans is notable. At the start of the year, it was all number 6 Aaron Cayetano. The junior ranked as high as number 1 in the country earlier this season. Cayetano currently number 6 in the individual singles rankings. Cayetano with the early hold here for 1 love. And again, it was a good weekend for Cayetano last weekend as she earned victories over both Washington and Washington State. Of course, for Cayetano, she's taken on Satsuki Takamura. Takamura 6-6 overall on the year is the junior from Japan. Let's go over to court number 3. Again, want to rock and roll through all of these opening matches before we lock in anywhere specific. This is interesting. Sophomore Naomi Chung, healthy, back in action. Chung unfinished in her match against Washington last weekend. Did not play against Washington State. So they're still a bit tentative with the health of the sophomore Chung, but she's back in. And at the number 3 position today is Naomi Chung, and she's taken on Ann Vilcek. Vilcek, the freshman out of Serbia. 8-4 overall on the year. Second on the team in wins. Deuce point action coming up here to start. Again, you can see that heavy crosswind right to left on your screen. Ball goes a little bit long. Is that confirmed? Looks like it is confirmed. Call confirmed. So 1 love Chung holds on court number 3. Again, as she takes on freshman Anna Vilcek. Let's move on to court number 4. This is where things get interesting for the Trojans. Danielle Wilson, the senior here at the number 4 spot, went 2-0 last weekend for the Trojans, but it's been an up and down year for Wilson. Under 500, 4-7 overall on the season in dual match singles play. She's taken on Talia Zandberg, the senior out of Israel. So a little senior on senior action. Zandberg, the winningest player in Hawaii's lineup, 10-3 overall, in dual match play, including 8-2 at the number 4 singles spot. So if Hawaii is going to come back today, this court here, Zandberg, one they'll absolutely be circling. They need the senior to perform today. 40-30, though, for Wilson here. Again, Wilson, when we last saw her on our Cracked Racquets stream, you go all the way back to the kickoff weekend. She earned the clinching victory over Miami. Now a top 10 Miami team, I should point out. Wilson gets the hold, 4-1 all. Here on court number 4. Let's go over to court number 5. Again, going to introduce everyone before we lock in anywhere. This is interesting. So, no Greg Piper today. No Sloan Mora, the 2 freshmen. Snohan as well, the sophomore, have consistently featured in the singles lineup for these Trojans. And yet, instead, boost goes to McKenna Koenig. Now, Koenig did not play in either of last weekend's matches in singles. And in fact, Koenig here this season, interesting, 9-6 overall is the redshirt freshman in dual match singles play. But she's got a 2-love deficit here. She takes on Gitta Heinemans. Heinemans 9-4 overall on the season. Is the senior for Hawaii. Of course, spent her earlier years at the University of Arizona. Boy, does she have Koenig on a string right now. So 2-love, 30-love. For the senior Heinemans. Again, for this USC team, having just played matches Friday, Saturday, had 2 days off before today. But interesting to note them going with the different options at the bottom of their lineup today. Good serve from Koenig for 15-30. Heinemans, she takes an early 3-love lead here, does the senior over the redshirt freshman. So there's a bright spot for Hawaii. Let's go over to court number 6. Again, the youth of this USC team showing in the bottom of the lineup. You've got the redshirt freshman in Koenig at 5. Here, it's a different one of their freshmen. You've seen a lot of Grace Piper, a lot of Sloan Mora. Have not seen a ton of late in games. Games the freshman. 6-10 overall on the season. Did not play this weekend against either Washington State or Washington. Again, getting the call up here today against Hawaii, making the most of that opportunity. 2-love, 30-love for the freshman games. She takes on Madison Kim, sophomore out of Menlo Park, California. Kim 7-4 overall in the year for Hawaii. And again, this Hawaii team 50-30 overall in singles play. Again, 8-6 overall on the year. All right, late in games, I see you. Big forehand return winner, 3-love, as again, the freshman tries to make the most of her playing opportunity today. Well, with that in mind, now you know everyone, you've seen everyone. Let's jump around a little bit. Let's go over to court number 1. Selma Ewan, 2-1 lead on Leah Romaine. She's got the break lead already, 15-all. look for this Hawaii team, who was 73, by the way, in last week's iteration of the ITA rankings. You look for Hawaii now 83 in the projected rankings. Boy, would they love a win today over the Trojans. So game point chances here for Selma Ewing to consolidate. All right, 3-1 Ewing here. So she does consolidate on court one. Let's go split screen with the top two courts, as Erin Cayetano is cruising for the Trojans on court two. 3-love lead for the junior. 30 all. Goes long from Cayetano. So Takamura gets on the board for 3-1. Meanwhile, here comes Romaine, just trying to keep it a one-break deficit. And at this point, that's all Hawaii can ask for, as they're down breaks on courts 1, 2, 4, and 6 already. Credit to the Trojans for coming out swinging. There we go. Give me some crowd noise. Celebrate that Selma Ewing shot here. 40-30 now. You know, it's a good backhand from Erin Cayetano to play the +1 behind Takamura. The momentum sprinting towards the ad side court figure. The open, Cayetano's going to hit 2. No. There's no game point chances here for Cayetano. So we see it. Romain gets the 2. Let's go full on 2 for this final point. Oh, no need. Aaron Cayetano missed wide. Or was that an overrule? Ah, no, I see Takamura corrected herself. So 4-1 Cayetano leads on court 2. Let's go over to court 3. And again, we're going to enjoy this for a little bit. Let's just go court 3 if we can, super producer Daniel Westoff. Again, that Naomi Chung and a Vilsack match on court 3. It's court 3 if we can. And I apologize. I know I'm having some internet issues here on my end. But if we can, let's go to court number 3. Court number 3. There we go. Naomi Chung, 3-love lead. Okay. So scoreboard correction there. It did say 2-1. Turns out that was incorrect. And let's go split screen courts 3 and 4 now. We enjoyed the top section. Let's enjoy some time in the middle as well. Again, split screen courts 3 and 4. Here's the sophomore Naomi Chung for USC. On Anna Vilsack for Hawaii. It's a 3-love lead for Chung, finally healthy. Back on court, meanwhile, senior Danielle Wilson taking on senior Talia Zandberg. It's a 3-1 break of serve lead for Danielle Wilson. Known most for, again, her consistency. She's going to outgrind you. I'll tell you what, if this team's healthy the rest of the way, this USC team, if they've got a healthy Naomi Chung moving forward, if they get Snow Han back in the lineup, Han was able to play both matches this past weekend. They're giving her the day off today. There's a lot of pieces on this team. Again, they started the season off so well, going to Baylor, getting a 4-3 win over both Baylor, still top 25 school, Miami, now a top 10 school in the rankings. 1-2 for them at the kickoff weekend, and things kind of spiraled after that. You look for them. Seven matches from the start of the national indoors, the first weekend of March, excuse me. So a rough 8-match stretch that they're still trying to play recovery from. As we go full screen on 3 with Wilson taking that 4-1 lead. Oh, good attempt. Sent awry from Naomi Chung. So Vilsack gets on the board. The freshman now 1-3 down. You see, new USC assistant. Glee now on court. Offering a few words of wisdom to the sophomore, Naomi Chung. Will serve here now, again, 3-1. And if we can, let's split screen 6, as Layden Games has ripped off a 5-love lead on Madison Kim for USC. Again, that's court number 6 here. It's 30 love for Kim, but game's closing in on a first set. So it's an interesting spot for this USC team. Again, 12-10 overall. Have some really nice wins that'll age well. That Miami win, the Baylor win. They got a really impressive win over Arizona State early. And of course, Arizona State this weekend. Massive victories for them over Stanford. They got a win over Cal as well. So Arizona State has propelled themselves into the top 25 of the projected ITA rankings. Again, for this USC team to have already beaten them. Good win at Arizona. In conference play, also losses to Stanford and Cal. They've still got UCLA on the schedule, still have an ascending Oregon, an ascending San Diego team at San Diego. That match coming up this Friday. That is appointment viewing for college tennis fans. The Trojans are still very much in contention for a top 16 seed. They're going to have to play their best tennis down the season's home stretch. With court 2 as Aaron Cayetano, former #1 player in the country, the junior, now serving for the first set, up 5-1 as well. So simultaneous serving for the sets. The freshman leading games. Actually returning here at 5-1, excuse me. Meanwhile, it's Cayetano 5-1 serving for as well, excuse me. Again, it's an interesting time for this Hawaii team. Head coach June Hernandez. You look at what this team's got left on the schedule. A bunch of conference matches. UC Irvine, Cal Lutheran. Coming down to Honolulu this weekend. Team's got one more match against CSUN for the Big West Championships at the end of the month. I feel like this Hawaii team probably going to have to win those Big West Championships if they want to make the NCAA tournament, and you look for this team. They are 5-2 in conference play. Certainly a chance to make some noise. Again, I played a couple of really good matches this past weekend for rising teams in San Diego, UCSB. Meanwhile, set points for Cayetano, while games is just 2 points away. Just wide or long from Cayetano. Either way, she definitely missed that backhand. Good aggression, though. Now simultaneous set points here for the Trojans. They look to assert control early in this match. Only an hour in, folks. And it is all Trojans. 6-1 set on court 6. Let's go full screen court 2. Set points, Aaron Cayetano. Yeah, and that's the +1 forehand that had this Trojan #1 in the country earlier this year. 6-1 set to Cayetano. Now we're going to go to court #1. And we're going to split screen court 1 with court number 4 as 2 more Trojans with 5 games on the board here at Selma Ewing. The senior serving for the first set. Right now, senior Talia Zandberg with game points, but then it will be Danielle Wilson going to have the chance to serve for the first set. And that scoreboard's wrong, given they're on the ad side. One imagines it's 40-30 here for Zandberg. Oh, no, they're resetting things. Okay. So it is now 40-15 for Zandberg. Meanwhile, 40-love for Romaine. She looks to get one of the breaks back here on Selma Ewing. So 5-3 Ewing broken by Lydia Romaine. So Romaine will serve, still down 3-5 though. Meanwhile, that's a hold from Zandberg, 4-2-5, so she will force Danielle Wilson to have to serve it out. Let's go. Can we replace court 4 with court 3? 4-1 Naomi Chung, 40-15 for her. Meanwhile, how about that forehand from Selma Ewing? So as you see, just on every court right now, it is all Trojans. We're 15 minutes into this match. They're about to secure doubles in 5 first sets, it looks like. Yeah, it's such great aggression from Selma Ewing. Just taking that ball short hopped on the rise to try and take a little bit of time away from Romaine. Meanwhile, now it's going to be Naomi Chung serving on the far side of the right side of your screen. 5-1 lead for her. She serves for the first set against freshman Anna Vilsack for Hawaii.
Unreal game. Unreal.
right, set points now for Selma Ewing. 30-40 now. Again, she stays aggressive. And that is the fun part about this USC lineup is, again, the contrast. I would argue Erin Cayetano plays the most first strike tennis of this group. Ewing, a consistently aggressive baseline. And then you've got the grinder in Chung. Very fun mix of styles here on this USC roster. And Ewing in a bit of trouble. Set point number 3 now. Deuce coming up in Romaine's service game. Meanwhile, Chung facing break points at 15-40 as well. So there we see Vilsack survives, Romaine survives, 5-2, 5-4 on courts 3 and 1 respectively. Meanwhile, again, first set's coming to an end in a couple of places. Let's go back to court number 4. Danielle Wilson full screen serving for the set. And that's court number 4 here with Wilson, 5-2 lead. Deuce point coming up for Wilson as she looks to put 3 first sets in the bag. As again, USC's late in games. The freshman a 6-1 set at 6. Erin Cayetano a 6-1 set on 2. McKenna Koenig now 5-3 lead on 5 for the Trojans as well. So they really are leading everywhere, folks. So Wilson's gonna again take the first set, broken here on the deuce point 4-5-3. Should we play on in a couple of locations? Meanwhile, let's split this with court number 5. All of a sudden, it looks like redshirt freshman McKenna Koenig might be on the board at third. She was down 2-love against senior Gitta Heinemans. Now it's Koenig serving on the near side of your screen. Ooh, and can we make court 4, court 1, super producer Daniel Westhoff, as Selma Ewing now has set points in her 5-4 service game. Appreciate that, thank you. Ewing on the near side of your screen, again, serving for the set now. She's up 5-2. Sure, it's gotten a little complicated. There's a set for Koenig, 6'3", she takes it on court 5. Ooh, let's see. Let's make that court number 3. Court 5 becomes court 3 as Naomi Chung is 2 points away. There's a double fault, so Ewing's blown a couple of set points now. All right, it was a little complicated for Selma Ewing. Nevertheless, she'll take it. 6-4 set for the senior on court number 1. So that's 4 first sets now in the bag for the Trojans. Only first sets remaining, courts 3 and 4. We'll go split screen on both of that now. Courts 3 and 4. 3's already on the right side of your screen. And now we've changed things up a little bit. Oh, and you see actually Zandberg holds for 5-4, so let's go full screen on 3. 5-2. 30 here for freshman Anna Vilsack. Again, Vilsack 8-4 overall for Hawaii here this season. Looking to just stay alive here in set number 1. All right. 15-all now for Chung. Meanwhile, it's already 6-1 3-love lead for Erin Cayetano. She is running away with things on court number 2. Get back to that match after this first set. Can we go split screen with court 4? Super producer Daniel Westoff as Danielle Wilson has started her 5-4 service game. First serves for the first set for the Trojans as well. Wilson calls wide from Zandberg, so she's 2 points away. Now set points here for Danielle Wilson. She takes it 6-4 on court number 4. Let's go full screen 3. Set points Naomi Chung. Again, Trojans looking to make it 6 first sets here. Clean sweep against their foes here today, Hawaii in Los Angeles. Sure. Stays complicated here for Naomi Chung, but ultimately it's a first set for takes it 6-3 over freshman Anna Vilsack. So again, that's a clean sweep for Trojans. 6 first sets up, 6 first sets down. Let's go over to court number 2 quickly. Court number 2 quickly, where Erin Cayetano is cruising. 6-1 for Love. Love 40. She's got 4 breakpoint chances. Put herself 1 game away from the finish line. So 5-0 Kai. Game away. We'll get back there as soon as she resumes and serves for the match. In the meantime, let's go back over to court number 6. Is late in games the answer? Again, for these USC freshmen, and we'll go to court number 6 now. They've struggled. Grace Piper, Sloan Mora, even McKenna Koenig struggled as a redshirt freshman a bit this year in singles. You look at the records, Piper 7-6 in dual match play. Mora Madrid. Games is under 500 overall on this season yet again, clearly making the most of this opportunity. And yes, it's mid-March, or excuse me, it's early April. Look at that crosswind. Strong on the ball. But again, it's early April. And yet I feel pretty confident in saying Coach Allison Swain does not know her optimal lineup at this point of the season. That's both a burden and a blessing for the Trojans, as you see 2 game points here for the freshman games. It's a blessing because you still don't know what your ceiling is as a Trojan fan. It's a burden because it's the start of April and you still don't know what your ceiling is. Meanwhile, let's go split screen on 2. If we blink, we might miss the ending of that Cayetano match. God, that Cayetano inside-out forehand, when she's clicking, it is as big of a weapon as any. So 30-all, she's 2 points away. Meanwhile, late in games now, a point away from a 6-1, 4-1 lead. Trojans in a commanding position as they've taken doubles in 5 first sets. Now it just seems like it's a race to the finish line. Aaron Cayetano, let's go full screen on 2. Aaron Cayetano, 6-1, 6-love victory. It is 2-0 Trojans here in Los Angeles. Let's go over to court number 1. Ewing has raced out to a 2-love lead. And now the senior a couple points away from a 3-love lead. Again, that's court number 1. Court number 1 here. Yeah, break point chances for Ewing to make it a 3-love lead. Meanwhile, it is 6-1 for USC freshman late in games. Three-love Ewing. So again, feels like when, not if, the Trojans are going to get over the finish line here at home today. So again, 6-4, 3-love. Court number 6, and let's split screen that actually with court 5. So let's go double up courts 5 and 6. Super producer Daniel Westoff, as that is where USC. Kenna Koenig, you see here, the redshirt freshman, 6-3, 2-love lead. Meanwhile, 6-1, 4-1 for the true freshman late in games. late in games. I like how early she's taking all of these returns, how aggressive she's playing at this number 6 spot. Again, Piper, Mora, Games, Koenig. You feel like one of these 4 redshirt / true freshmen will be in the lineup come the end of the season for the Trojans. Just the question is which one and how many of them will it be in the end? Again, it's a good, but it's certainly the question right now for Coach Swain. But that's 6-1, 5-1. So Layden Games will now serve for the match on court number 6. Meanwhile, it's a 6-3, 3-love lead for Koenig on court number 5. Let's go full screen court. Again, Layden Games serving for the match is the freshman on court number 6. We're going full screen on 6 now. Again, full screen on 6 if we can. I apologize. I know my internet cutting out from time to time. It's the joy of being back home and away from super producer Daniel Westoff. I do apologize for that fact. You see what Kim's finally trying to do. A, swinging a little bit more freely here down the home stretch, but B, trying to get that ball up on the shoulder of these. So 5-2 games is broken, still 1 game away. Let's go quickly to court number 1, where it's 6-4, 4-love for Selma Ewing. The senior 6-4, 4-love. Again, that's court number 1 here in this USC Hawaii matchup. USC closing in on the finish line, though. 6-1, 5-2 lead for games on 6. It's a 6-4, 4-love lead here for Selma Ewing. Now 15. In the Leah Romaine's service game. So here we go. De facto, you feel like set points, match points at this point to take a 6-4, 5-love lead for senior Selma Ewing. So 1 game away now is Selma Ewing. Let's go back to court number 6. Games the freshman on court 6. 6-1-5-2. Now love 15 as well. And by the way, super producer Daniel Westhoff, when Selma Ewing gets back on court, you mind going split screen so we don't catch the ending of that as well. Again, USC taking the doubles point. A 6-1-6 love win in about 35 minutes from Aaron Cayetano. Now they're 2 points away here on court number 6 from a 3-0 lead. 1 game away on court number 1 from taking the match. So now it's match point coming up for Leyden Games. The freshman, a chance to stake her claim. Hey, coach, I should be the one in the lineup here moving forward. Match points for her. Meanwhile, Selma Ewing serving for the match on court 1. Or 5 love lead. Leyden Games takes it. 6-1, 6-2 win for the Trojans on court 6. It is 3-love USC. We go full on. God. So there we go. Romaine gets the break. A huge deficit for her, trailing 5-1. Meanwhile, it's 4-love. McKenna Koenig in the second set. I'll say this, if you're Hawaii, you've turned things around on courts 3 and 4. As it's a 3-love lead for freshman Anna Vilsack on 3, 2-1 lead for Talia Zandberg on 4. But again, doubles in 6 first sets. I don't think I've ever seen any team overcome that deficit. Selma Ewing, 3 points. Hawaii does not do so today. Two points away. Selma Ewing. Match points, Selma Ewing. It's one fought off. As again here for Hawaii. 8-6 overall. Pretty much going to have to win their Again here for Hawaii. Celia Romain, the sophomore out of France. Nice win for the Trojans. Under 2 hours it takes for USC to earn a 4-0 victory, but in the end, it's doubles, Cayetano, Gaines, and then senior Selma Ewing with the clinch for the 4-0 win for the Trojans. Meanwhile, let's just go quickly to the other courts to check in on where things end. So we go to court number 3. Court number 3, and it looks like they are going to play things out. No. 1-3 for Naomi Chung at the end, but good to see the sophomore back in form. Meanwhile, let's go to court number 4. Court number 4, again, we're 6-4, 1-3 Danielle Wilson trailing in the second set to Sandberg of Hawaii, and then your final match was on court 5, and this is a bright spot for the Trojans. McKenna Koenig, the redshirt freshman, in 6-3, 4-1 lead. But again, with that said, you see some hugs around the board here for Hawaii. Interesting to note there. Again, what am I missing? Something missing. Obviously, a big moment here for Hawaii USC. Always fun, I'm sure, for Hawaii to get the chance to travel out to LA, get this chance to compete. But with that said, that'll do it for our afternoon coverage here. A little college dual match action on a Tuesday. The USC women advancing to 13-10 overall on the season. Still very much in the top 16 hunt as they earn the 4-0 victory over Hawaii. Of course, they'll be back in action later this weekend to continue their play. But of course, this is not your only content on our Cracked Racquets YouTube channel here today. Coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we'll talk about all the latest and greatest happenings in the Division I women's college tennis world. Myself, John Parsons, for another episode of The Deciding Point. Of course, Friday, we'll be back here for an SEC CrossCourt coverage. On Sunday, we'll have our Big Ten coverage as well. Stick with us, folks, as we try to provide college tennis with the platform we know it deserves here at Cracked. A huge thank you to our friends at USC for the opportunity to broadcast this match. With all of that said, USC 4-0 winners over Hawaii. Shout out to super producer Daniel Westoff on the ones and twos, makes all of this coverage possible. But for now, I'm Alex Gruskin. You have been watching our Cracked Racquets CrossCourt cast. 4-0 USC advances over. Hopefully, we'll see all of you later tonight. Thanks, everyone.